Today we're gonna repose the Knight Desecrator to make it just a little bit more dynamic.
That the entirety of the cosmos is accessible through each and every individual's mind, connecting to the great mind, the great spirit.
Welcome back to the channel, collectors. So in today's video, we're going to do something slightly different. We're going to repose the Knight Desecrator. This video is part of a series where I paint a Knight Desecrator using the overbrush technique with as little airbrush as possible. You can check out the rest of the videos in the playlist in the description below. So if you're ready to repose the Knight, let us begin. Alright, first and foremost, I'm using a Rotary Tool. So this Rotary Tool is having a little head. This head is a high-speed tungsten drill. You want it quite fine and you got to be really careful with this. Okay, you want to go at a relatively slow rotation speed so that it doesn't melt the plastic. This is really important. Okay, so first and foremost, I like to create the perforated edges. So for perforated edges, what I'm going to do is I'm just gradually, slowly going to drill a dotted line in between these edges. Why I like to drill from the front is because I want to make sure that the drilling edge doesn't affect the other details. Of course, you can drill it from behind, but if you did drill it from behind, there's a chance that you would have the drill that is not straight, and then because with a misaligned drill, you can, of course, accidentally take away some of the details. So with the first few drills done, I'm working from the back to make sure that the holes are as close as possible. This will facilitate the later stages where we cut out the legs and break the individual legs apart. Alright, so as you can see, I'm taking it really slow, and then I'm trying to slice the top half in between the holes side by side, and I'm going to slice the bottom holes side by side in between the holes right here. You don't want to have the perforated edges fully with really thick joining plastics, because you will have a hard time breaking the legs apart later. So you want to make sure that the limbs are as fragile as possible. At this stage, it's very important to start cutting the legs apart first before gluing the two halves together. I did not know about this technique, but after I realized this technique, it was a real life changer because I never knew that Chaos Knights can be reposed. Okay, there's this little part here, there's this particular part of the joint that's actually the sliding axle. I don't know what you call that. The sliding component between the legs, and tends to be thicker. I will also try to drill that away. As you guys can see, that there are loose plastics around, so you should be wearing a mask when you're doing this. So at this point of time, I'm just gradually reducing the amount of plastic in between the joints. Hopefully it becomes easier to break soon. So I'm just trying to test whether the two pieces come apart first. Looks like it comes apart, and now I'm going to start on the second joint. On the second joint, we are going to do exactly the same steps. We're going to create a perforated edge, as you guys can see. Try to keep the dotted lines as close as possible. As you can see, this joint is a lot more, the thickness is a lot less, so it's quite easy to get the dots in between as fast as possible. As you guys can see, on drilling one side, you just gotta make sure that the other side is also drilled. One thing to note about the lower leg joint is that you need to clean your drill pretty frequently, because there's this what you call that, perpendicular edge, which you will need to drill later. Now, as you guys can see, with a clean drill, I'm going in between the holes to slice the forward facing half here, so that all the dots connect. Then I'm going to the back side to join all the backward facing dots. This will reduce the thickness. So as I mentioned, there's some melted plastic on the thing now. Alright, so now after you have removed the leg pieces from the sprue, what I'm using is a rounded grinder. I'm grinding away the surface. This will allow the grinded surface to be smooth, and you make it a lot easier for the reposing. You want to smoothen out both sides of the leg halves before joining them together. So as you guys can see, with a rounded grinder, what we have achieved is that we have achieved a smooth surface, and in just a little bit I'll be doing a little test fit to make sure the individual components can slide around each other smoothly. So after grinding, you want to make sure that you test the fit of the individual components, test that they are smooth and that they fit without additional gaps, and after this you can join the two halves together and you can start reposing the knight. So as you guys can see, just with a little bit of reposing and using some reference art, we've created and made this Chaos Knight Desecrator come to life. I hope you guys add this little bit of detail to all your miniatures, because this is the trick to make your miniatures come to life. What do you think about this video? Let me know in the comments below. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to paint the legs on the Chaos Knight Desecrator. In this video, I'm going to be focusing on how I apply values and the geometric shapes onto the legs of this Chaos Knight Desecrator. I want to take this opportunity to thank my patrons for supporting me and allowing me to create these videos. It's because of the support of these awesome patrons I'm able to have the time and opportunity to create these videos. If you want to support the channels, do head on to our Patreon, and in this series exclusive video, what we're going to do is how to take the overbrushing technique to the next level. I'm going to show you guys some tips and tricks of how you can improve your overbrushing and create this awesome looking non-metallic metal go on this Chaos Knight Desecrator. However, if you can't become a patron, that's okay too. I'd like to thank you for your time and for you to be watching to the end. Alright? So if you can, please like and subscribe and leave a comment to what you want to see me paint next. This really helps the channel grow, and I hope to see you in the next video. See you!